Alright guys, we're about to see if my Cessna 150 can get me to Nashville faster than a Boeing 737. I'm flying myself to Nashville International Airport and my girlfriend Lanie's taking Delta. She's flying from the world's busiest airport and I'm at a small field outside of town. The race is on. Last one to losers on Broadway has to suffer maximum embarrassment doing something unspeakable. Alright, we've got a problem here. Okay, here's the deal. Lanie and I both left the house at exactly 9:30 this morning. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Set. Go. She took an Uber to the big airport and I drove myself to the small one. While she went through security and got to her gate, I made a pit stop, then started pre-flighting the plane. I'm hoping the incoming storms will delay her flight, otherwise I'll have no chance of beating her to Nashville since I'll be stuck waiting for them to pass. Lanie's inbound plane couldn't beat the storms to Atlanta, so they delayed her flight while they worked on finding a different 737, so the race is officially on. I'm gonna get the plane completely ready to go so I can hop in and head north as soon as the airport goes VFR. I'll need to take off at least an hour before her to have a chance, otherwise I'll get cooked by her 500-mile-an-hour cruise speed. And even with an hour head start, it'll be close. I'm banking on being able to exit the airport and get an Uber faster than her, so I can beat her to losers and avoid catastrophic embarrassment. So if we were to leave... At this point, we're not going to leave before 11, probably 15. It's going to be about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 19 minutes at 2,500. If we go up a little bit higher, 225. So I really want 325, at least about 3.5 hours of gas, which we know 6 times 3.5 is 21 gallons. And I've got about 18 or 19. I called the fuel truck and they managed to get out to the hangar before the weather, so I added 8 more gallons of gas for good measure and then pushed the plane back into the hangar to hunker down before the storm.
Alright, so I am delayed, so I'm gonna go find some food. I guess that's a perk, and I know if I'm delayed for this weather, Drew's definitely delayed for this weather, so.
All right, we had 19 gallons. We took 4 per side, so we added 8, which means we've got 27 gallons of fuel. That's well over 4 hours of flying for a 2-hour and 25-minute flight. So we're totally good to go on gas. We've got 5.5 quarts of oil, which is perfect. We got the weather past us to the southeast, so we're wide open to the northwest, our direction of flight. And best of all, Lanie's flight is delayed, not even taking off for 40 minutes. Not even leaving the gate for 42 minutes, actually. So we might have a chance here. As a reminder, the competition is not the first to B&A. It's not the first to the Nashville International Airport. It's the first, or I guess I should say the last to losers downtown loses. Go ahead and start monitoring Atlanta approach. We're going to switch over here once we leave Gwinnett's airspace to get on flight following to our flight to Bravo November Alpha, BNA, which is a Class C airport, so we're going to have to be on with approach before we go in there anyway. And like always, for longer trips, or for any trip really, I'm always on flight following. There's no reason not to be. It's a free service. They're watching over you for weather, traffic, obstacles, airspace. Why would you not want that? And it's totally free. Atlanta approach, Cessna 22318.
22318, Atlanta.
22318 is a Cessna 150. We're 6 miles northwest of Gwinnett County at 2,500, looking for flight following to Bravo November Alpha at 2.5 for now.
Cessna 318, squawk 7173.
7173, 22318. Alright, I put the code in our transponder, so now he's seeing that association on his screen. So you
Cessna 318, ready to contact 7 miles northwest of Gwinnett, Atlanta altimeter 29907. You said you plan to stay at 2,500?
29907 and affirmative. 2,500 for now. We may climb in 100 miles or so.
Roger that.
I have this conversation all the time. I think there's a difference between pilots who learn how to fly at towered airports versus non-towered, and there's really not one that's better. I just think that generally speaking, there's some sort of positive correlation with people who learn how to fly at towered airports generally look at ATC more favorably as someone who's a resource, a free resource, who can keep you help, or give you help, keep you safer. And I think people generally that learn at untowered airports kind of feel the opposite. They're more like the sky police, and they're there to see if you mess up and get you in trouble and report you and give you a phone number to call if you break a rule. Those things can happen, but generally that's to keep everyone safe. If you're breaking a rule, you know, those are there for a reason. So maybe you do need to have a phone number to call and learn about it and talk and understand what went wrong so that you don't put someone else at risk later. Anyway, I think that correlation exists. So my message to you as a non-instructor, just a instrument-rated commercial pilot, is if you did learn at a untowered airport and you do find ATC intimidating, make it a priority to fly into towered airports, to get flight following, interact with them as much as possible, because not using them is a total disadvantage that costs you nothing and could cost you a lot. You just never know. All right, it's 1:09 p.m. I'm up at 3,000 going 92 knots, coming up on Chattanooga. I've got an hour and 15 minutes to go until Nashville. So I don't know if Lanie's taken off yet. If she has, I probably will lose, although not 100%, but probably will lose. If she hasn't taken off yet, I might have a chance here because it's an hour flight for her. If she took off right this second, she'd get there at 2:09. Right now, I'm supposed to get there at a little bit past that, but I can just park at Signature and immediately get out and get an Uber and go to Losers. She's got to get off the plane, wait on everyone to get their carry-on bags, go through the bigger terminal, get an Uber, and then get to Losers on Broadway. I might have a real chance here. I don't know. It just depends on if she's taken off or not. I really don't know. Approach 22318, I'm going to head up to 4,500 feet.
November 22318, roger, VFR altitude, your discretion, thanks.
My discretion, 318.
Cessna 22318, turn right heading at 340, vector around the departure quarter.
Right turn, 340, 22318. All right, they've got us pointed straight over the top of Chattanooga Airport now, so we're on a heading 340, and we're up at 4,500 feet. So that climb definitely slowed us down a good bit, and we've got more wind up here too, so we're going about 85, 86 right now over the ground. Let's see how this works. This is definitely going to slow us down.
Cessna 22318, resume own navigation, thank you.
Own nav 22318. Okay, finally getting a turn back direct to B&A. Let's see how that's going to set us up. So we're up here at 4,500 now, direct. Going 93 knots, says 1 hour and 1 minute. Trying to see if I can find...
Memphis, good afternoon. Delta 1487, 25.2 for 240 at
that's Lanie's flight.
Lens. And any chance we can slow down? They gave us 310, but it's starting to get bumpy.
Yep, Delta 1487, that is approved. After Lens, descend and maintain flight level 200, maintain 270 knots.
After Lens, descend and maintain 200, maintain 270 knots. Delta 1487.
1487? That's Lanie's flight. They just asked to slow down. That's Lanie's flight, and they just said it's bumpy, they want to slow down. Unbelievable. I wonder how close they are. I've got to try to find them on the screen. I see him. I see him. Delta 1487 right here. They're catching up real quick.
Okay, real quick, because a lot of you are asking what app I'm using on my iPad. So it's ForeFlight. I've been using it for over 10 years, and actually not just on my iPad. I use it on my iPhone probably more. Anytime we're planning a trip, if we're looking into airspace, distances, winds aloft, METARs, TAFs, I use it for daily weather, even if I'm not flying, just because I like the interface. And then when you're up flying on the iPad, you've got terrain, traffic, weather, airspace, everything. It's your sectional chart, but with like so much more. And ForeFlight's always dropping new features, so if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it.
Class Charlie in 4.8 miles.
As I made my way closer to B&A, I lost sight of Delta 1487 on my iPad, so I really have no idea where they are. Now I need to get to Signature and make a run for it.
Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
All right, we got X-ray finally. Geez, we're going 84. We're getting killed up here by the wind. Approach 22318, 3,500 X-ray. We're on a 335 heading and negative contact on the traffic at our 12 o'clock.
22318, Nashville, roger, Nashville altimeter is 2989, plan on 20 left.
2989, 20 left, 22318. All right, 600 feet elevation at this airport, so pattern altitude is 1600, but we are told to stay at 3500 until advised, so we're hanging out. 7 miles away, airport definitely in sight, runway 20 left in sight.
Center 318, you're following traffic 12 o'clock in a mile at 2,600 to Cessna. Altitude your discretion.
All right, altitude our discretion, 2238, and looking for that traffic.
Center 318, they're at 12 o'clock in a mile.
Traffic in sight, 318.
Follow that Cessna and enter left base 20 left.
Left base 20 left behind the Cessna, 22318.
Center 318, contact tower 186. Yep.
Over to tower 22318. Okay, we'll put tower in, we'll get ground in as well, 121.9, that'll be next. Nashville Tower, Cessna 2238 is left base 20 left.
Number 318, runway 20 left, clear to land, 28013.
Clear to land, 20 left, 22318. All right, I got our traffic to follow in sight. He's just now rolling out on a final. Spacing looks good if I square off this base turn. And we are cleared to land. We'll go ahead and get mixture full rich now. Landing light is on. Gears down. That is a large runway. Coming a little faster with 20 degrees flaps, and we're gonna make that first taxiway down there. Nashville ground, Cessna 22318 is off of 20 left at Hotel 4 going to signature.
Cessna 22318, Nashville ground, signature via Romeo, Lima, Tango 6, cross runway 31.
Signature via Romeo, Lima, Tango 6, cross 31, 22318.
Last one to losers on Broadway has to suffer maximum embarrassment doing something unspeakable.
Can you take me home?